In Austin, I saw, pause, my eyes crossed to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal shaded lids, motives reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving that radiant grain, rekindling the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. Dreams in paradise. Truth is what you conceive.
Boom, boom, boom. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2023 edition of the Unpopular Hour, season number 2 for this edition. So we're excited about that and all the things that are coming up. Today's show will be much better than Friday's, because now I know that my two guys, I know that High Stick Harry, a.k.a. Bill Dillman, my hockey guy, will come on at some point to talk about the Winter Classic. And I think my guy, HuskerDrewPicks.com, Drew Hinthorn, is with the family, so he won't be on. Unlike Friday, did not know that, so I was prepared for the show for them. They weren't here. I was totally off whack. And but today, I am ready. I'm assuming they're not here, so I set the show up for me only today. And in the future, that's what I'll do. I'll set the show up for me only, and if they come on, they come on. If they don't, they don't. They can just fit in wherever. So that's what we're going to do. But anyway, hope everybody's had their New Year resolutions. Mine is to drop the weight that I had picked up over Thanksgiving holidays. Ate a lot of bread. Ate a lot of bread. Probably picked up about 15 pounds. My cheeks are awful chunky right now, so I had to get that down. And then also, but really, seriously though, the main, my main resolution is this: to be as good to people as I possibly can. That's my resolution. To say no when I don't want to do something, be able to say no, I don't want to do that. Because a lot of times I'll say no, I don't want to do it, but then I'll go ahead and do it. My resolution that no is no. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. I'm more about me and doing things for me, but also being a better person and being there to be a listener. So hopefully you guys had everything. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend, that your families were safe, you had a good time. We had a fantastic time this weekend, ran into a lot of friends. We had a good time New Year's Eve doing a casino. Playing my first time doing a casino New Year's Eve party. With the way where you could actually win money. Most casino parties you just get chips and it is what it is. But this one you could actually win money. And I had got down to the final four and then ended up getting beat. And so anyway, it was a fun game and it was interesting and I really liked doing what I was doing. I have to do that again next year or something similar to that. It was a lot of fun. So now by getting into the show today, remember we have bowl games going on currently, and we'll just go and see what's going on. Here are the bowl games that are currently happening right now. So let me pull it up real quick, and let me see, where is it? I have it in here somewhere. But anyway, there's several games going on, and then of course we're going to talk about this weekend what happened, which wasn't the greatest thing in the world for us. Here we go. Right now it's 35-0. I'm gonna check the scoreboards. It was 35-0 in the second quarter, or at halftime, I guess. Let's call it halftime because it's halftime. 35-0. And then Mississippi State, Illinois are still 10-10 right now in their scheduling. So it's got a lot of good games going on. I'm excited about football. We watched some upsets this weekend. Wasn't necessarily what a lot of people wanted to see, but it was. But anyway, Mississippi State and Illinois are tied at 10 with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Illinois has the ball 3rd and 6 at their own 37. Purdue and LSU is still 35 to nothing. Started the third quarter, 4th and 1 at the Purdue 34. Purdue, they're going to punt the ball. They're not going to go for it on their own 34-yard line. And then Tulane and USC starting the third quarter. It is Tulane's ball. They're 3rd and 2 at the USC 10. Uh, down 28-14. And then, of course, Penn State, Utah will be on at 4 o'clock this afternoon, which will be an exciting game in itself to watch. So anyway, there's still some good football left. And, of course, Monday night is the final. And I don't know how many people watch TCU Georgia, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But let's talk about the NBA right now because, NBA is more of my speed and what I really care about. Basketball, as everybody knows. NBA scores: the Wizards beat the Bucks, which is again surprising. The Bucks are kind of on a slide right now. They're just missing some stuff. I don't know if Middleton coming back has just got them off centered or whatever, but the Wizards taking care of business against the Bucks, which was shocking, and then the Celtics getting smashed by the Nuggets on this road trip in Denver. You could say that you could always blame the the altitude if you want. I played at the University of Colorado a couple times there, and it's not that big of a deal. You should be able to handle it. But the Celtics got beat 123-111, which is surprising. I thought, I knew it was going to be a good game, but I thought it'd be a little bit closer than that. But the Nuggets pretty much handled the business and handled the Celtics. The Kings over the Raptors in Toronto. Now, that would have been a fun deal to go to, especially if that was New Year's Eve. That'd be a fun place to have a good time. I'm sure they probably were in Toronto for New Year's Eve. That's what I would think. Much better than Sacramento. That's a terrible thing to say. I shouldn't say that, but it is true. I mean, which would you rather be in Toronto or Sacramento on New Year's Eve? I mean, come on. But those Kings are slowly getting there little by little. It's amazing what you see from them and what's happening with them. So, anyway, I'm excited about that. And then, of course, we do have the games this tonight. You have the Suns at the Knicks. The Suns should handle the business, but they're such an up and down team. I just don't know. There's some sort of disconnect or some sort of something going on there. I'm not sure what's happening with the Suns, but it just seems like Monty does not have them on the right track because they're up and down, losing to teams they should not be losing to. The Raptors, of course, on the road after winning last night. After getting beat last night, they're on the road against Indiana Pacers, so that should be a make-up game for them. They should be able to handle the business and handle the Pacers, but we shall see. Bulls at the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers, they need to get it together. I mean, they've got two great guards. They've got some big guys. They've got some pieces. They remind me a little bit of the Thunder, except the Thunder do not have a Donovan Mitchell. They went and got them a seasoned veteran to go with the rookie class, which I believe that's something that Thunder should do. But once again, we have to wait for at least a year because you got to know what you got in Chet. You got to know if he's going to be the transcendent player that everybody thinks he is, which is insane to me. I just don't see it. To me, we've seen 7 foot skinny before. I just don't see it. We'll see. Lakers at the Hornets. Charlotte coming off their victory over the Thunder. We'll see what's going to happen with that. The Lakers, they're just a dumpster fire. They're just, all the LeBron fans, dude, call the dude out. Call him out. He put the Lakers in this situation. Call him out. Everybody wants to blame the management. Yeah, management could have said no, but that's bull. Nobody's going to say no to LeBron. That's not going to happen. It's ridiculous. Pelicans at the Sixers. That should be interesting to me. That's a game I want to watch and see how well the Pelicans can do on the road in Philly. Philly needs to win that game. Pelicans need to really assert themselves and let everybody know they truly can go into an opponent's place of one of the top 5 teams and handle business. Spurs at the Nets. I don't think Spurs have a prayer. The Nets are rolling right now. Jacques Vaughn has got KD and Kyrie them, and then Ben Simmons has been the old Ben Simmons defensively. We need him to go back to where he can start scoring offensively and get back into it. And once he does that, I think the Spurs are going to be pretty much, the Nets are going to be pretty much unbeatable if he can start scoring uh, back to the way he was when he was the Rookie of the Year and had went to the All Star game 3 years in a row. Nuggets at the T Wolves. This is going to be an interesting one for the Nuggets. The Nuggets just coming off their victory over the Celtics, playing on the road in a back-to-back. We shall see what's going to happen with that. I don't know how well they're going to be recovering, but you got Jokic, and then of course, like I said, Jamal Murray slowly but surely is getting back into shape. So this is about midway. So this is when if he's going to be there, this is when you got to see him in the second half of the season. Because remember, the NBA starts to me really, really going, and most people feel this way, is after the Christmas break. That's when, or after Christmas, is when the NBA starts rolling. The Mavericks at the Rockets, I don't see a lot here. The Mavericks should handle their business in Houston. In fact, they just played, a couple weeks ago, and the Mavericks handled them. So we shall see if they're playing on the road, what they're going to be able to do with the Rockets. But Luka has just been ridiculous, and I'm wondering if the Atlanta Hawks are kicking themselves for trading for Trey, because Trey is a good player, not Luka, but the Mavericks, they knew what they wanted, and they traded for him, and they played a little gamesmanship with Atlanta, but that was kind of funny that they snatched him before. They snatched Trey instead of Luka. Pay Luka a little bit less money, but you knew you're going to pay him in the end, so it's ridiculous. Pistons at the Blazers. Uh, Pistons without Cade, they're still a good team, but they're really, really up and down now because they don't have that proven guy that can handle the ball. And Cade was starting to slowly come into his own in year two, getting that team under wraps, knowing where to place the ball, players being able to score, being a playmaker, playing D. So they're going to be playing in Portland. I don't know how well they're going to be able to beat them they're in Portland. Hawks against Golden State. The Hawks, man, I tell you what, that's Drew's team. He loves those Hawks. I have, however, are not really sold on them. They'll be playing at Golden State, and as we know, Golden State is ridiculous at home. They're 19 and 18 overall, and what do they have? Like 13 of their 19 wins, or 14 of their 19 wins, or something stupid, are at home. It's just amazing how Jekyll and Hyde they are as far as road and home. And, like I said, I think, that fight when I was at the barbershop talking about it at Cutting Up, I was talking about it, and those kids, and they're like, oh, man, you know what you're talking about? It's no big deal. They're over. And I'm like, I'm just not getting over somebody sucker punching me. Just not. I'm just not getting over it. And then last but not least, the Heat at the Clippers. Uh, we'll shall see how that turns out. I think that overall, uh, when you look at that particular game, the Clippers are slowly starting to get it together. I mean, they're rolling without Kawhi. So, they've got to pay him all that money. And what has it been? Almost $200 million. They paid this guy, and he's played, what, 1/3 of the games, if that, a quarter of the games that they paid him for. But the beauty of guaranteed contracts, which is why the NFL does not do that, but Major League Baseball and NBA, they do guarantee the full contract. So that's kind of a hard thing when you look at that. And I cringe, really, truly cringe every time I think about that, because it's just like, wow, uh, how do you pay? I mean, I'm paying this guy 40 something million, and he's played, what, 10 games, 8 games, maybe? I just don't know. That would be very hard for me. It really would be hard for me, just saying. But football, man, what a weekend we had. We're getting just in the time. And of course, the last game is the Bills at the Bengals tonight, and this is going to shape big as far as the number one overall seed. The Bengals, if they win, they have an outside chance to be the champions or have the number one seed, because they've already beat Kansas City and they are 12-4. And in fact, let's just go ahead and go look at the NFL playoff bracket, you can see right now, if it was to end today, you can see Cincinnati would be 3, Buffalo would be 2 at the moment. But of course, remember, we haven't done it. So it would be Kansas City would be the number 1 seed. Cincinnati would be the number 2 seed. Buffalo would be the number 3 seed. So Buffalo and Cincinnati would have to play each other again. It would be crazy, but that's how it looks right there. And then I'm just sitting here looking at it like, oh my God, how crazy is playoffs and the NBA going to be? And then when I look at this bracket here, I just go, okay, Kansas City, they're just winning. They just ugly, whatever. They just win. Now I know Kansas City does not want to see the Clippers. I mean, excuse me, the Chargers. I do believe they want Cincinnati. I think people are crazy if they don't think that. But depending on what happens this weekend, in games will depend on the scheduling and who beats who and who plays who. So it's going to be a real interesting this weekend because that's going to determine all the spots. But as it stands right now, that's what you see. Then, of course, Philly, they've got to beat the Giants this weekend. I mean, they've got to beat them, even though the Giants are already in and Philly's in. If Philly loses, remember the Cowboys. The Cowboys win. The Cowboys are the number 1 seed overall because they've got the tiebreakers against San Francisco and Tampa Bay. So they've got tiebreakers and Minnesota. So they've got the tiebreaker over the teams in front of them. And even though them and Philly will have the same record, when you go look at they beat each other once, but when you look at who's Philly's beat and who they've lost to, that gives the Cowboys the edge and they could be the number 1 seed. That would just be insane because they get a week off. I think that would kill Dak. I think Dak would be better served playing a game than taking a day off. I think that would really kill the Cowboys if that happened right now. That's just the way I see it and the way it is. But that being said, we're going to take a quick break, thank our sponsors. Then we're going to come back and we're going to discuss what all happened in the NFL yesterday. And then we're going to look towards the future of what's going to happen this week and all the teams and do all that. So that being said, I want to thank our sponsors, Collaborative Logic. If you have any computer needs as far as software development or anything to make your office run smoother and cleaner and more efficiently, they can do that. They can do website design. They can sell you computers. They can upgrade your computers. They can tie everything together with networking. So whatever you need, they are there to help you out, and they do a fantastic job with me and helping us do the show. SRB, if you have any engineering, surveying, or planning, my guy Mark Long is the dude to talk to at that. Oak Grove Trucking and my guy Jose Fierro, hit your boy up. If you have any rocks that need to be moved or dirt, he is the dude. And of course, Greg and Max Nafee and Nafco, and they sponsor us and take care of us like they've always had. I appreciate those guys. And last but not least, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC. And on top of that, what I like about them most is they are a sponsor for us doing remote live streams of black, women, and minority-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify for any personal or business loans at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. And then after you get it, I mean, because to me that's the best way to do it. When you do that, to me, you can qualify online. You're already set up. Then what do? You come back, and you can then go in. All your stuff's done. Boom, sign your name. Boom, get a check or have it deposited in your account. If you already bank there, makes things a lot easier for you. That's just my opinion. You can do what you want to do. Of course, I do have an account there, so it makes it easier for me. So that being said, this weekend we're going to look at some NFL scores this week and what all happened. The Cardinals beat the Falcons 19 to 20. Excuse me, the Falcons beat the Cardinals 20 to 19. The Cardinals had that game. I thought they're going to beat them, but the Falcons drove down the field and beat them. I was like, the Cardinals, they can't. Cliff Kingsbury just can't get a break, But that's what you get for hiring a guy who was 500 or less in college, and then you expect him to do well. But I will say this: he was doing better than what I expected him to do early, and then all of a sudden, with the negotiation with Kyler Murray, uh, there was bad blood, and it just I don't know what happened, but if Cliff Kingsbury had been wanting to kid him and watching him since high school, has been a fan of his, you should think that you'd be on your quarterback side. But that being said, this is the NFL and it is a business. And I don't know what the Cardinals are going to have to do, but there's definitely a disconnect between the team and their quarterback, and a lot of it has to do with you don't put out a thing in his contract that says he has to study more. That's something that you should do privately or personally. I don't think that's something you should do out there in the public to embarrass your quarterback, and it has come back to clearly have beat them. And of course, Kyler got hurt, so we wish him the best of healing process, but we know it's going to be he won't be playing probably till the middle of next year before he's back ready to play for the Cardinals. Dolphins and the Patriots. The Patriots, of course, beat the Dolphins 23-21. Just you sit back and you look at that and you just go, wow, how does that happen? And oh, by the way, we can see right here Mississippi State is up 13-10 with 3 seconds left. First and 10, Illinois has the ball at their own 29. That's a Hail Mary with an intentional foul. This game's probably over. And congratulations to Mississippi State. With Mike Leach leaving, that was a hard deal for them. He was one of the greatest guys ever. If you've never met him, I could just tell you he was just such a joy, so funny, such a good man, so engaged with his players and the people around him, and never forgot your name and who you were. Just had wonderful times with him, and he just cracked me up, and he will be missed. LSU is now up 42-0 with 9 minutes left in the third quarter, and they've got a first and 10 at the Purdue 27. Tulane and SC, it's got first and 10. USC went for it, did not convert on fourth down. So here we go. Tulane's up 20, down 21-28 at their own 35 with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. So that's just updates on college football. And we will get some more updates here in a minute. Anyway, the Saints and Eagles. The Eagles lost another one. It's just without Jalen Hurts, they're just not the same team. Gardner Minshew just cannot get it done. But hey, 20-10. We'll talk about how impactful that this coming weekend's games will be, because huge implications all the way up and down the boards as far as seeding, who's going to play who's in, who's not, and we'll be talking about that at extent here in just a minute. Broncos, Chiefs. The Broncos gave them all they wanted. The Chiefs turning the ball over once again. Their special teams have just been an absolute disaster. This year they lost to the Colts because of their special teams. They almost lost to the Broncos because of their special teams. The fumbles offensively, they lost to the Bengals. Travis Kelce fumbles, with them going down and being scored 4 straight times to get a double-digit lead with 7 minutes to go, and they lost that game. So the Chiefs got to take care of the ball. If they can take care of the ball, and there's clearly a disconnect between Tommy Townsend and Butker, because that is – I don't know what is. Butker's one of the top 3 to 4 kickers in the NFL, and he's been missing extra points and missing field goals. Tommy Townsend dropped, because your punter's usually a holder. It used to be the backup quarterback. Now it's the punter. And there's just a disconnect there. Colts smashed by the Giants 38-10. I just don't see how you bring him back. He's just, but it's Irsay, so who knows what he's going to do. But I just look at that and I just go, dude, there's nothing good about your team. I don't know how you thought he was going to fix it, or he was just a good guy. You wanted to bring him in to take care of him. That's fine, but clearly he is not an NFL coach. Might be, but if you're not winning in high school, I think you go straight from high school to pros without any experience. I think that's just idiotic. Panthers, Buccaneers. The Buccaneers came back and beat the Panthers at the end. I just don't know how you like Mike Evans, who hadn't scored touchdowns in what 8 games now, however many games it was, and then he's just kills you, giving up long passes. Having a rookie on a guy who's just not a rookie, but he was a former first round pick, just got killed by Mike Evans. How do you not double him to keep that? But anyway, Buccaneers come back, beat the Panthers 30-24 with all on the line they had on the line. It's just crazy. The Bears dumpster fire. The Lions have a huge game coming up this weekend, so we'll see what's going to happen with the Lions this weekend. They got to play the Packers, so that could be a lot on the line for that playoffs for sure. Browns, Commanders, 24-10. Actually, Deshaun Watson is slowly starting to get better, and I think if he'd have came in week 7 or 6 or 7 like they had originally thought he would, I think the Browns would probably be more of a contender than they are, but they ended the Commanders. Even thoughts of a playoffs, those were ended by the Browns. Carson Wentz, he's very frustrating. I don't know what to say about him. It's this, you can't. I guess you got to expect more of him, or at least you should expect more of him than what you're getting. But it's just very frustrating to watch Carson Wentz. I mean, he just makes decisions, and you're like, you don't see the safety. I just don't know what. I just don't know. But unfortunately, he's got all his money, so he's fine. Jaguars and Texas. The Jaguars continue to roll. They are on fire right now, and they should thank the Dallas Cowboys and for letting him get that burst of energy. Since then, they've just been killing people. So they need to thank the Cowboys for that. Niners, Raiders. We got to see Purdy come and actually make plays, brought the team back. He was in a shootout. It wasn't the normal games he's been winning where he just needed to be efficient. He didn't need to turn the ball over. He just needed to play, and he did every bit of that and actually saved the Niners. Brought him back. What a drive that was. What a play at the end. And I got to give the guy credit. I seriously do. I can't knock him for the way he played. And I know a guy, Drew Henthorne of HuskerDrewPicks.com, is not going to give him any love, but I'm going to give him love. I thought he played very, very good. Jets losing to the Seahawks 23-6. Mr. White, the quarterback, is not who he's. I guess he is what we thought he was going to be. He's just not very good. Mike White, I mean, I'm calling him Mr. White. This is his dad. He would say that because I always say, that's my dad. But Mike White did not play well at all. He played like a backup quarterback today, and maybe it's because he had gotten hurt and he got out of rhythm, and then the true him had came out after time off. And that's the thing that I'm worried about. Jalen Hurts taking a whole month off. I think he needs at least a quarter or something to get them back in the game. But the question is, who does Dabo play? Brian Dabo, does he play his team? Does he not play his team? I think you sit Saquon Barkley no matter what, because you can't afford him to get hurt at all, especially if you're going into the playoffs. So we'll see. But anyway, the Seahawks needed that win. They've got some things to happen this weekend for them to get their W. Vikings and the Packers. Kirk Cousins is who we thought Kirk Cousins is. That's all I can say. If you're a Vikings fan, all he did was give you some teas and said, hey, look, it's great, and we're this and we're that, and he is who he is. That's why Diggs wanted out of there. Now Justin Jefferson's going to be the next guy who's going to want to be out there, even though that he's just feeding him. Kirk Cousins, the last 2 weeks, games you've got to win. It's just amazing to me how they've just fallen apart. Rams at the Chargers. Justin Herbert, them just too much for him. The Rams are they're hurt all over the place. I mean, they are hurt all over the place. And nobody expected the Rams. I had them in there going back to the playoffs this year. I did not have them in the Super Bowl, but I did have them coming back. Steelers at the Ravens. Hey, Kenny Pickett. Looks like that was a great decision by them getting Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett's played. Hey, He's he's done real well. I don't know if I want to say he is a top tier quarterback, but a decent, very good quarterback, yes. Now, of course, we have a small sample size, and like I said, to me, anybody can do anything for a year. It's when they get tape on you, unless they get 17 games on you, a full year on you. Then what do you do there after they go, okay, take this away, do this, do that. So we'll see his maturation process because you can look at Mahomes, you can look at Herbert, you can look at Josh Allen, even though Josh Allen's reverted a little bit without Brian Dable there as his offensive coordinator, which is goes to tell you, as a quarterback, you need an offensive mind with you. And what's scary about the Chargers is if Justin Herbert gets a better offensive coordinator, they're going to be scary with him because and the Chiefs are right there. And I know the Chiefs don't want to see the Chargers. I mean, they'd much rather see uh, Cincinnati Bengals over the Chargers because them and the Chargers, they're just right there together. I mean, they are just, I mean, it's always one play away. It always comes down to it. And the Chiefs seem to make the play every time against the Chargers, but it's hard to beat somebody three times in a season. It just is. Or in the case of the NBA, it's hard to beat somebody seven times or six times because remember when Jordan had one of their championships, they had played this team, the team hadn't beat them, they hadn't beat that team all year long. Remember they beat Utah. They hadn't beat Utah all year long. Came back and beat them. So it works like that a lot. So you have to check and see how that. So that being said, let's look at uh, the playoffs in the NFL playoffs. Here's the playoffs right now as we see it. The Chiefs, the Bills, the Bengals, the Jaguars. The Ravens and Chargers are in. Now what you've got is that seventh position, which is the Patriots, the Dolphins, the Steelers, and the Titans. That's where you're looking at everything the way it comes down. Now, if it stays today the way it is, the Chargers, the Bills, and the Bengals will all be in the same uh, area. Because when you go back and you look at the playoff bracket, which I'll pull up right here, you can look and you'll see that you'd have the Chargers, the Bengals, the Buffalo, and will all be in one. And of course, the Ravens will be up towards Kansas City, but New England, you'll have them all the way. Isn't that crazy when you look at that, man? So anyway, the playoffs. This is what you see right now. This is the bracket, how everything is broken up. In the NFC, you've got the Eagles, the Niners, the Bucks, the Cowboys, Giants, and Seahawks. So when you look at that, you're kind of going, oh, okay. And then, of course, you got the Lions, the Packers, and the Seahawks right all there together as far as that's when you break down and see what happens with that. But the biggest key is this. This is who plays this weekend, and we'll talk about, this. Here are the games right here. You have the Jets at the Dolphins. Dolphins got to win, so they're in. The Patriots at the Bills. The Bills, if they lose, they'll still be where they are, so it's really no big deal for them. The Patriots have to win. Titans and Jaguars is for it all. Because if the Titans beat the Jaguars, they're in because they have the tiebreaker. They'll both be 8-9. So that's kind of scary when you look at it that way. Because like going back again, then of course you have the Rams and Seahawks and Lions and Packers. And the Lions and Packers, once again, this is what you look at. This is what's on the line. I mean, Lions and Packers are right there. Lions, Packers, and Seahawks. Those three are in. Those are the last games. It matters. These games are huge. Now the Seahawks have the edge because they play the Rams, but the Lions and Packers play each other. So it's going to be, you got to wait and see what's going to happen, but it's going to be fun down there. So that's the way everything is sitting right now. But up in the end, up at the NFC, the AFC, Dolphins, Steelers, Titans, and to think that the Steelers even have a chance to go to playoffs is just, I don't know how Mike Tomlin is. He does not get credit for how good of a coach he truly, truly is. So that being said, let's look at the overall NFL schedule this coming week and what teams. Sorry, my mouse stopped up. But here are the games this week. Now, of course, on Sunday, you remember they have the flex schedule, so they'll tell anybody what time they play after the game tonight. Because after the game tonight, people will know kind of what, or excuse me, after tonight they'll know what's going to happen once the Bills play each other. So they'll fix it. We already know the Chiefs and the Raiders are Saturday. Titans and Jaguars are Saturday. The Chiefs have to win to maintain their number 2 seed or the number 1 overall seed if Buffalo gets beat by Cincinnati. Titans and the Jaguars, that's for the NFC South or whatever it is. The South, I think it's the South. That's everything is there. And then of course Sunday you've got Buccaneers and Falcons. You've got Patriots at the Bills. You've got Vikings at the Bears. You've got Ravens and the Bengals. So I mean, that's a huge game for the Ravens and the Bengals because well, actually, it's not really because they're both in the playoffs, so they can both rest all their players. Lions and the Packers, that's that has playoff implications written all over Texans and the Colts. That's just two dumpster fire teams. Nobody really cares. But the Jets and the Dolphins got to maintain. Jets have got to be where they are. Panthers at the Saints. The Panthers I just don't understand them. I really, really don't understand the Panthers. You've got to get either change ownership or do something because you should be better than what you are. Giants at the Eagles. I mean, the question is the Giants are already in. They're not going to improve their situation. The question is, do they want to rest the players because they got to play the next week, or do they want to beat the Eagles and knock the Eagles out of the number 1 overall seed? That is the question. That is the $1 million question for them. Now, I think that they keep Daniel Jones in the rhythm. I don't think you play as far as the Giants are concerned. Like I said earlier, you don't play Saquon Barkley. That's just got disaster written all over it. If you do that, the chances for them winning or losing or not, I would not do that. Like I said, Giants, I believe, I believe that the Eagles will play Jalen Hurts. I don't think you can sit the guy because if you do sit him and y'all lose, then he'll be playing the next week. And I think that he should play at least a quarter or a half or whatever just to get back in some rhythm if he's able to still throw without pain. If he has pain, then he doesn't play at all. You gotta make sure he has no pain at all when he's throwing the ball. Browns and the Steelers, once again, the Steelers have to win. I think the Browns would love, love, love to beat the Steelers and cut any chance that they have of going to the playoffs. Commanders and Cowboys, the Cowboys need to win now because with everything on the line with the Eagles, they've got to get the win now because they got a chance to be the number one overall seed, which is crazy to me to even think about that. Chargers at the Broncos. The Broncos, even though they played really well against the Chiefs, the question is they did a lot of things with the Chiefs fumbling and missing field goals and extra points. But the Broncos, I mean, we'll see. Russell Wilson did play better. They were actually running him. He just wasn't sitting back there. But he needs to let Russ cook. You need to go not cook so much and go on something else. Go vegan or something. Change up something to get you back to the player that you once were. Rams and Seahawks, like I said, the Seahawks should handle business with the Rams very easily. I don't see what the Rams. They're done. So I don't see how they're going to beat the Seahawks. The Seahawks should handle their business. Cardinals at the Niners. The Niners should destroy them, especially that defense will be on a hunting expedition after what they showed this past week. They should be on a hunting expedition, like I said. So that was ugly, ugly, ugly. Anyway, we're going to take another break. Come back, thank our sponsors once again, Collaborative Logic. If you have any computer needs, they are the people to talk to. They can, make your office run smoother by designing software specifically for it. Or you can do something even better. You can have them design a website for you, or if you have a new business, or they can come in and set up your new computer for a new office or new company or whatever. They can do all of this stuff, make everything, your remote sites as far as your home sites, everything be run smoother. They can do that for you. SRB and my guy Mark Long. If you have an engineering, surveying, or planning, they love to behind the scenes. You can put up this big building or big complex, and you'll know that your sewage is done, your drainage is done. Everything will be perfect, aligned, and set up. Oak Grove Trucking and my guy Jose Fierro. If you have any needs for any of that, they are the people to talk to for that. Max Nafy and Greg, excuse me, Max Nafy. Greg and Max Nafy. Don't kill me, G. Don't kill me. Greg and Max Nafy at NAFCO, always sponsoring, always taking care of the kids that I work with and sponsoring things that I'm doing. So I appreciate them. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They are an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC, and what I love about them, they are more importantly, well, not more importantly, but they do sponsor us for our remote live streams for minority women and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. We greatly appreciate them doing that for us, and you can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com, which I suggest, hey, go in, do all your stuff, get it all done. Go in there and see, Carson Wright, Joe Horn, Nathan Taylor, and Kent if he's there. Go in and see them, hook them up, and they'll just boom. Here you go, perfect thing down. You're approved. Sign your name. Here's the check. Or if you're like me, and that is your bank, they can deposit it right in to your account. So that being said, I think my guy High Stick Harry, Ben Dillman, is going to be coming on. Hopefully pretty soon to talk about that. Well, in fact, let's do the Winter Classic. It is 0-0, and let's see what's going on. It's 0-0 in the second period, 13:22 left. The Boston Bruins against the Pittsburgh Penguins, two of the top teams in the NHL, and you can see there by their records of what they're doing. Hey, B, how you doing, man?
Matty, what's up, buddy?
I'm doing good, my friend. What about yourself?
Oh, nothing. I just during the intermission, I cruised home real quick
Oh,
so I
okay.
can grab my
Is your internet
computer
working?
and set. Do what?
Is your internet working?
No, I turned on the hotspot, so hopefully that'll not be too shoddy today.
No, it'd be fine. No, but you got all yours. You still been able to watch the game, though, right?
Oh yeah, so yeah, that's what I cruise home during intermission because I was over at cousins. So, but if you just want a quick update on the game,
Yeah, I
everything
just
that
said it's
happened so
0-0.
far.
Right. What's happened
Yep,
so far
still
with it?
0-0, which is fine with me. I bet the under in the first period because you're gonna be challenging sun. The ice is gonna be a little soft in the first period. Usually it's like over 40 degrees out there. So it's gonna be hard for that ice to really seize
Now,
up
was
like
it
you
was
want.
it sunshine out there too?
There was just a little bit, but there's also just a little bit of wind. So like they said, just right over the green monster, there's like just a little bit of sun right now. So like, and also like you switch ends in hockey after each period. So there, one goalie's going to get the sun in the first period, another goalie's going, to you know what I mean, another
They're
goalie's going
switching
to get
back.
the
Yeah.
sun in the second period. So it's kind of it's a little bit of whatever you can get at the at the moment. But yeah, I mean the entrance. I sent you the entrance over for the Red Sox deal. They walked in. That was pretty sweet. Then Bobby Orr did he shot off the mound, actually. He shot a puck to Jason Baratek, which he cut. He was the old catcher there back in the day. So that was kind of just a little bit different. So, they had the Black Keys play. They had Sam Hunt play. So just a good day for hockey, honestly.
Yeah, and they do this every year, right?
Every year, this is the 14th year in a row. I've been to one. I was supposed to be at this one, so I'm actually very disappointed on that I'm not there because my buddy's sending me all his pictures and crap, and I'm like, oh man, I'd love to be there right
He's
now.
rubbing it in,
But
is what he's doing,
oh
bro.
yeah,
He's
well,
rubbing it
he
in.
got me a shirt already, so we're good. So I'm like, okay, thank you, I appreciate that. But yeah, it's just been you're at this outdoor game, which is they always do it at either baseball or football stadiums. They did one in Minnesota that was just on a pretty much a big pond essentially, but they've done some different ones over the years. They've done some in Canada, all kinds of stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's on TNT live right now if anybody's you know want to look at it, but it's a neat little thing.
Yeah, I've got that on my deal. I'm watching it
Yep,
still
and the
0.
Pens goalie, the Pittsburgh Penguins goalie, has an injury right now. You can see it pretty heavily. So I'm looking for the backup to come in, which that's good for my bet because I did bet my bees today.
Well, right now they are firing all cylinders at each other right now. And
It's been looking good.
yeah, it really is. It really is. But okay, in scores, this I'm still watching. Let me get to the scores.
Oh yeah,
Now yesterday we didn't have a lot going on. We only had 5 games. You had
5 games.
Hurricane losing to the Devils 7-5 in a shootout.
I'd 5-4 the Canes winning in a shootout.
Oh, okay. I thought
So
it must
might have been a typo there.
yeah, I
But yeah,
had
no,
to.
the Canes, Canes still on a roll. They've won 11 in a row now, so that's pretty huge. But they're gonna fall off at some point. But just win, that's the question.
Yeah, just win. Then you had Rangers 5-3 over the Panthers.
Yep, the Rangers 5-3, another big win because the division they passed the Pens. So if the Pens could beat the Bruins today, they'll get tied back up in that division. There you go.
Oh, nice. And then Senators and Sabres.
Yep, both these teams can't decide if they want to win or lose, so they're just going to stick in the middle and not make the playoffs. That's the most honest truth that I can say about that.
Dang.
They go on runs where they'll win 4 in a row and they'll lose 7 it's unreal.
Yeah, and then you got the Sharks 5-2 over the Hawks.
Yep, I mean 2 not very good teams, but all the big names for these teams, the guys with the big contracts, all that stuff, they're all trade bait right now, so they're all playing their bags off. They're all like they're scoring goals. Like it's 5-2, but it's the biggest names on each team 5-2. Like it's not some third liner, fourth liner. It's all the big names. They're all trying to get traded, so they're like, get me out of here.
Get me out of there. And then of course the Kraken 4-1 over the Isles.
Yep, big win for the Kraken there, and that's actually Seattle's where the outdoor game is going to be next year.
Oh,
It's
really in Seattle?
Yep, it's going to do Vegas at Seattle outdoors. And
is it going to be cold enough?
I don't know, but they usually do a pretty good job of keeping the ice like right now, like during the whole like when the intermissions are going on and stuff, and in between commercial breaks and everything. They are busting their butts trying to keep everything like frozen and nice. You can hear all the players. They know it's going to be bad ice. They know.
Oh, they just scored, bro. The Penguins just scored.
There you go, Pittsburgh up 1-0.
Yep, 1-0. Just I'm watching it. That's what I said. Goal.
There you go. Yeah,
dude. There's not a lot of Penguin fans in the stands, bro.
Oh no, I know. That's just imagine after and just like the fans for the Bruins. That's a baseball stadium, so they're allowed to pack a lot more people in there.
Dude, it's crazy how many people are there. I'm sitting there, I'm gathering here. I like how they set everything up with the little penguins and a little design. That was nice.
Behind they do a really good job with this thing, Matty. That's what I was saying. They do a good job. This is one that they take a lot of pride in.
Yep.
This is like the not the Super Bowl, but this is like what
playoffs.
Every year we look forward to as hockey fans. So it's a cool deal, and it's usually on January 1st. I don't know why they did the 2nd. I think it honestly was just because the NFL was yesterday as well. I think that's the only reason why, because usually, you might have.
Well, January 1st is on it. You're stupid to go against the NFL.
So that's the only reason why it's on the 2nd this year. But every other year it's been on the 1st. And there's the 2nd one at Fenway, and they do a great job every year. And TNT's doing it, so it's Turner. You got like Wayne Gretzky doing the intermissions and stuff. You got like some of the big guys that everybody loves to hear. You got Tocchet. You got Paul Biznasty. He's like a real famous for just having a big mouth. He's on there, so they do a great job.
Yeah, they do. It's pretty exciting. Then of course I'm sitting here watching. We're doing I'm doing college games too, and they're live. And Mississippi State beat Illinois 13-10.
I'm so happy about that.
The Real Quest Bowl, for Mike.
Yeah, nothing against Illinois, nothing against them. I just wanted Mississippi State to win that game real bad.
Yep, I agree. And then you got Tulane. Man, 30-35 now. Tulane just scored again, and then poor Purdue, man,
got their butts whipped, and they knew they were just going to get whipped in this game. It was bad. I don't understand the making of this one. I don't know why they didn't put 2 different teams up.
49-7, but I think it was because it's SEC versus the Big Ten.
But they don't match up.
No, but it's who you got to remember where they are on far as matchup.
And if you think about it now that I'm thinking about it, there's 2 teams that were in the final, like the semifinal. So that would have given like if Purdue it would have been Michigan LSU, or it would have been Ohio State LSU.
Yeah, and then they just looked they just looked up, and Tulane went for 2, did not get it. So it's 35-30 with 40 seconds to go in the third quarter in that. So Did you watch any of the games this weekend in football?
NFL or college?
College.
I didn't watch. I mean, I watched the finals a little bit. I mean, I was working during most of them, so it was kind of difficult. But I mean, I caught up on them and saw everything that happened. I know the scores and whatnot. I mean, I couldn't. Nobody could have ever seen 90. What was it? 96 points in the TCU Michigan game.
Yeah, it was stupid.
That's unreal.
Yeah, it was
like
stupid.
I could not believe that. I knew Drew didn't like that one.
Yeah, well, my deal was, Drew was going crazy at the end of the Ohio State and Georgia game. We were at
That game was nuts.
we were at Bourbon Street. David the
Oh,
owner,
sweet, that's a good spot.
yeah, David the owner was there, and he gave us a little private room, and
There you go.
so it was real nice. Of course, I'm the only one without a girlfriend, shocking, or a wife, that was there.
Yeah.
I'm tired of being that extra dude. It wears me out with that. But anyway, it was really a good. The dinner was great, but I had already eaten because I wasn't expected to go. You know what I mean? And it just
Yeah.
ended up being I ended up going with Drew and Trish and them and our boy Dryden and his wife Sierra, but it just was like,
Drew.
man, yeah, I was like, man, I wouldn't eat because they had this.
Yeah.
I love prime rib. Dude.
They had a beautiful spread out
Oh
there.
man, this prime rib. Oh man, they had surf and turf, dude. This prime rib though.
Man.
Well, I don't know if we would have got the same prime rib as the owner got. He got
Yeah,
his was. Ooh, I was like, man,
Yeah.
that looks good. I want to eat that, but I wasn't hungry because I'd already eaten.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I had Whataburger. While going and running errands, and I'm looking at this like, really,
Man,
sucked, man.
Whataburger for surf and turf. Oh,
Yeah, it sucked, dude. It was bad. It was bad. I was not happy about that at all. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
yes, sir.
It
That's funny, though.
sucked, bro. It
That's
sucked
funny.
real bad. I was like, man, wow. So, but anyway, yeah. I was just looking at LSU. All the games are going on, and I'm just going, man. But in the college football games, Michigan to me, dude, they just got when you're first to go down there, either kick 3 points. I mean, fourth down, kick 3 points.
Why
Or you're
didn't
gonna
they
go
do
for a
that?
reverse.
I
Why you
know,
just
that was
run the
so
football?
strange.
Just take the points and move on. Get on the board. But they ran in reverse, trying to be thinking they were going to trick them, and it's like, no, they're smaller than you are. They're faster. They're little. Why would you try to trick them?
Yeah, exactly.
But the Ohio
They're
State
fast
dude,
and small. Why would you not just run it?
yeah, but the Ohio State game, I feel sorry for that kid. He's never gonna. He will never get past that.
Oh,
That
I
field
feel
goal
almost
wasn't
worse
even
for
close.
Drew.
But yeah, I'm saying that field goal wasn't even close. No, I don't feel it even works for Drew compared to that kid. That's
Well, yeah.
something that kid will never. You'll never get over that.
Oh no,
To go to the national championship game, you'll never get over that.
Oh, there's kickers and punters out there. They'll get death threats from stuff like this.
Yeah,
Like they'll
yeah.
never. Yeah, their their reputation will never. It's going to be bad.
Yeah, but I just
hopefully was he a senior? Do you know? I'm not.
I don't know if he was a senior or not, but dude,
hopefully he wasn't. Hopefully he's like a sophomore and he gets to come back and maybe next year he makes that kick. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. That's the only way that I can see
then
it.
they had a chance. Michigan had lost, so Ohio State could have went to the finals, won the championship, and then bragged over the Michigan. Yeah, y'all beat us, but we won the big
How
prize.
cool would that have been?
Yeah, so
Ohio State Michigan in the final would have been nuts.
well, even if Ohio State would have got there and beat and played, even if Michigan lost, it would have been better for Ohio State because they're like, okay, y'all won the Big Ten, but we won the national title, which is way more important than the conference. I mean, the conference title is good, but it's not the same. It is not the same. So, but anyway, so let me see what's up in hockey. Nothing's really going on in it right now. What's the score?
It's still 1-0.
Still
1-0 in the game right now. They're about to go into intermission here in a minute. But yeah, that's about it right now. I mean, both teams are still. I mean, that goalie injury is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, what's going to happen with the Pink Pit? Well, Boston hadn't taken advantage of it yet.
Nope, they have not. They actually lost on that deal.
Yeah, they haven't taken advantage.
I mean, down 1-0, but I mean, they're still. I'm gonna take one little sentence to brag. They're first in the league right now, 60 points. So that's it.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna drop. Might not make the playoffs because I just said that.
No, they're 28-4-4, bro. They're fine.
They're doing all right.
They're fine. What about the NFL playoffs? Is that crazy, dude? This weekend, who do you like tonight? That's gonna be the last thing that I gotta go.
Huge. First, yeah. I love the Packers win. Just had to say that real quick. My Aaron Rodgers deal,
dude.
Tomlin won.
Your playoffs right now. The Packers and the Lions play Sunday.
I know that's for all the marbles.
But the Seahawks are in the 7th position right now, and they play the Rams.
Yeah, I mean they're going to win that game. Geno's open this week.
You would think they're going to win.
Yeah,
So
I think Gino's maybe doing 2-for-1 deals.
yeah, because
today.
I think if they win, they're in no matter what, right?
I think so.
I think if they win, they're in. The Lions or Packers, they both have to win just to even have a chance to be in, I believe. Because I think the Seahawks beat the Lions, didn't they? Or do the Lions have the tiebreaker? Maybe it's the Lions. If the Lions win, I forget exactly how it. I need to figure that one out. I'll
I think
tomorrow.
I know if the Packers win for sure, they have the tiebreaker over the Vikings now. So and the Lions, they would have it over the Lions as well. So I think that would squeeze them in, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but what about if the Seahawks win? That's what I'm saying. If the Seahawks
then I
win, I
don't think
think
the
it's
Packers are
irrelevant.
in.
Yeah. I think if the Seahawks win and the Lions win, the Lions are in. If the Lions lose, the Seahawks are in if they win. I think that's how it works. But anyway, so it's gonna be interesting to see the game tonight. When I looked at it, that's why our boy's not on to come give his picks and all of that stuff. But when I was looking at the game tonight, I'm going, well, you know what? It's 1.5 Bengals plus 1.5. I'm like, how are the Bills a 1.5 favorite over the Bengals in Cincinnati?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're thinking they're going to rest some people. That would be the only thing that I could think of. But I don't think they're going to rest anybody.
No, nobody can
it's
rest.
in Cincinnati.
They both got,
I know there's going to be a weather delay, right? If I'm not
well,
imagining.
but Cincinnati has to win to have a chance because if they beat them and Kansas City loses, Cincinnati's number 1 overall seed.
Yeah, that's what. I don't understand how the Bengals are favored, but
no. The Bengals are not favored. The Bills are favored.
Oh, the Bills are favored by 1.5.
That's what I was saying. I don't know how the Bills are favored in Cincinnati. Cincinnati's won 9 straight games or 10 straight games. I'm just like I don't see how they're favored, but
yeah, the Bengals won 7 in a row.
Yeah,
so
whatever.
They're on a freaking tear. And they're 5-1 at home this year.
Yeah. Even though they should have lost to the Chiefs, but Patrick, if what's his name doesn't fumble.
That was terrible.
Because I was telling people the other day, I said, y'all watch a different game than me because what I saw is the Chiefs scored 3 straight touchdowns. What's his name comes back, cannot score a touchdown, and kick a field goal. The Chiefs are up 4, and then the Chiefs are driving down the field again, and the tight end fumbles. Travis Kelce fumbles on the 30-yard line, which he never does. So I'm like, y'all, you watch it because the Chiefs score right there. They're up 2 with 6 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go. Up 2 scores.
They had it.
Game's over. So all that nonsense y'all talking, I'm like, man, you people create whatever narrative you want. The bottom line is the bottom line. So, but that being said, the Winter Classic is still 0-0. There's a timeout.
1-0.
1-0. Sorry, 1-0. Yes, sorry. I already even talked about how they got that one goal. That was me talking about that. So,
you broke the news.
My bad. My bad. Hopefully your Bruins will come back, get the W, get some stuff done. We hope. Okay.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so. But anyway, brother, all right, be safe. Go back and enjoy the game. I've got to go. This is Monday. We're starting back up with the kids again, start of a new year. Got to beat up these 7-year-olds. So stay out of trouble. Go Bruins.
All right, brother.
All right.
Dude, cheers, bub.
Cheers to you. That was my guy, Ben Dillman, the High Stick Harry, as Drew calls him, of UsCountryPicks.com. So he forgot to send us our stub, but he's spending time with the family today, so I'm not going to say anything because I'm sure the girls have got him all locked up. So that being said, I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. Have a happy new year. Enjoy this week and enjoy everything and all the blessings that God has for you.